Okay, it's my 2024 Transalp I've had for about 7.5 months, I think. I've done just under 10,000 Ks, 9,928 to date. Just put a new back tyre on it. Which is a Motors GPS tractometer. I'm just taking it out for a ride to get all the wax and stuff off. Just come down a little bit of a gravel road, so it's all dirty. So yeah, we got 9,880 kilometres out of the original Metzler Callery Street. And it went surprisingly well, the stock tyre. Okay, so my review of this bike, it's mechanically completely standard. The only things that we have added to it, obviously the top box, sheepskin seat cover. I put pivot pegs on here. These are the Mark IVs. I just like them. I put a B&B skip plate on, because they definitely need a skip plate of some sort. It's got a genuine Honda radiator guard under there. Bark busters here, just cheap AliExpress wind deflectors here, and a cheap AliExpress or eBay adjustable wind deflector on the top. What else have I done to it? Obviously tank bag, AliExpress GPS bar, and I think that's it. I wanted to try and keep the weight down to as little as possible. 208 kilograms on the showroom floor wet, fully fueled, which is quite reasonable. And the weight seems to be fairly low down, so low centre of gravity, which suits me. Reasonable seat height. I'm 6 foot, and I can touch the ground with both feet at the same time, which is good. So absolutely no issues with it at all so far. I've done, out of that, nearly 10,000 kilometres, probably 1,000 Ks on dirt. Mainly just unsealed gravel roads. We have very loose gravel around here, and some forestry tracks, and the rest of it has been on sealed roads. Done quite a lot of country miles and a couple of camping trips. Like chain seems to be holding up. The front tyre is probably half worn, I reckon. I'm going to swap that out as soon as the back one's scrubbed in. I'll swap out the front one. I've got a Motors dual venture for the front. So B&B crash bars, love them, nice and solid, as you can see, very thick, quite thick here. So I can tuck my tool bag down in there. I don't really see that. Yeah, so onto Transalp. I find it really quite friendly off-road on the loose gravel stuff. I'm not a very confident rider off-road. I'm getting older, 65 now, and I've done most of my riding on sealed stuff. Did a little bit of dirt bikes when I was younger, but nothing really since. When I was sort of in my late teens, early 20s. This I bought because I realised the sort of roads, I'm not going to go down any extreme roads. I'm just not experienced enough, or confident enough, probably more to the point. I think the longest day I've done on it was 900 kilometres in one day on a camping trip. I do my camping sort of fairly well solo. I was tired at the end of the day, but yeah, not a problem. And I had all the gear on it. So yeah, very pleased with the Transalp, highly recommended. If you do go off-road or on anything that's loose, you do need to turn off the traction control, which is very simple. You can do it while you're riding along. The gravel mode is useless. Rain mode is quite good in rain. Standard and sport obviously speak for themselves. I've gone through a few bikes to try and find one that suited me for what I do. I had a DR650, which was a great bike, and I'm sort of sorry I sold it in a way. Sold that because I changed jobs and I was going to use a bike to commute into town. Sold that and I bought a V-Strom 650. That was quite a good bike. I didn't have that long. It was just a bit heavy for me on gravel roads, so I just didn't feel quite confident on it. Sold that and I bought a Himalayan 411, a 2020 model, which I really liked. Very friendly off-road, very low down weight. The engine obviously is fairly low powered, so you can't really get into trouble, and also just tractors through things. So it was great off-road, but just not quite good enough for me on the highway. Also, in the back of my mind, I was worried about the Royal Enfield not being reliable if I went on long trips out of the middle of nowhere here in Australia. So I traded that in on a brand new CRF 300 Rally. Another great bike, very similar in power to the Himalayan, but a fair bit lighter, only 150 kilos I think. That was great off-road, but again, suffered the same problem on the highway. And funnily enough, I was worried about the Himalayan not being reliable. I actually had some engine issues with that. I actually bought this just before I took that in to be fixed, and then it was 5 months waiting for parts from Honda. Yeah, I probably should have kept the Himalayan. Like I say, I'll answer any questions you have on the Honda Transalp XL750. Mine's a 2024 model. Yeah, very impressed, and for a budget or reasonably budget bike that's capable of doing virtually everything that you would want on an adventure type, mid-weight adventure type bike. I don't think you can go past it. Most people, I think, aren't really going to go places where this wouldn't be able to go, unless you're a very experienced rider, and then you'd be looking at something probably totally different. But to be honest, I think it's better than a GS 1200 because it will do everything. I reckon it will be almost as comfortable on the road. It is a lot lighter, not quite as powerful or as quick possibly, but it will do over 200 kilometres an hour, I expect, and the speed limit is half of that. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and I think they're a fantastic bike. That's it. I'll do another follow-up video showing you tools I carry, where I store them on the bike. All right, well, thank you for watching. All right, thank you.